Exclusive contract from Feilu Novel Network Novel. Entertainment. Overwhelming intelligence, becoming the richest person in 3 years. Suchen, who had just traveled here, heard that there were many beautiful women in Hengdian and came to Hengdian to relax. Unexpectedly, Mr. Yang, who drank too much, brought him closer to the hotel. I didn't expect Mr. Yang's husband, old Liu, to be playing a night-light script next door. Seeing this scene, Su Chen's attack speed reached its peak directly. It is at this time that I awakened my golden finger and had a rebellious understanding. Tip. You have watched the TV drama, Unique Beauty, and obtained a complete set of cosmetic techniques. Tip. You have watched Yi1 and obtained the ultimate Wing Chun fist technique. Tip. You have watched the top player and obtained virtual reality technology. Yang Mi. We've been together for so long, there's not much passion left. In the future, call me sister.in.law. Reba. What? How dare you two play so beautifully? Then you will call me auntie in the future. Other actresses. So. Call us stepmother. Everything starts with a soft meal and a hard meal, with the wealthy boss Yang. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. 001 Fu Pa Happy Art. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Hiss. This leg. White. Long. Straight. If I were to wear black silk with letters and wrap it around my waist. In a daze, Su Chen only felt something pressing against her chest. Make yourself feel like a sun monkey pressed under the 5-finger mountain, unexpectedly opening your eyes to take a look. Surprisingly, I found a long, white, and straight thigh pressing against my body. Looking up along this thigh, it's actually Mr. Yang. And he's also a young Mr. Yang. This made Su Chen not know how to lie in the same bed as Boss Yang. Rubbing my head, which was a bit painful due to a hangover, only then did memories of last night emerge. It has been 3 months since Su Chen traveled to this world, and she doesn't have any golden fingers. She wants to copy books, right? Su Chen only remembers 30 years in the east and 30 years in the west of the river. Don't deceive young people into poverty. It's really difficult for Su Chen to write it out in its entirety. As for the script, Su Chen also gave it to 2 other entertainment companies, but it all went down the drain. There is no news at all, so it seems that they are not interested in this silent and nameless person. Well, yesterday, under the instigation of my good brother, it was said that all the beautiful women in Hengdian film and television city. Charming, mature, and sexy, that's all there is to it. Even the depressed mood of crossing over has improved a lot, so I returned to the hotel and took an extra sip. Unexpectedly, Mr. Yang also drank too much, so he grabbed Su Chen and ran to his room. But the 2 of them who had already drunk too much did not experience anything. Thinking of this, Su Chen did not hesitate. If you can't seize this opportunity, you'll be sorry for your identity as a traveler. The first celebrity detected to be in contact with the host is Yang Mi from the entertainment industry. Congratulations on receiving the gift from the previous world. Adversarial intelligence. Kind reminder, as long as it is related to entertainment, the host can have an epiphany. Tip. Congratulations on obtaining the rich woman happy technique as you are currently exercising. Suchen, who was doing fitness exercises, was immediately awakened by the sound of prompts coming from her ear. Wow, I didn't expect to be wearing a golden finger, but the triggering method of this golden finger is a bit different. Touch. 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 I know you're inside, let's have a good conversation, otherwise I'll just report it to you. Originally, due to the system's prompt sound, Su Chen was already very excited, but listening to the shouting coming from the next door, it was another exciting sound. Looking at Yang Mi's dissatisfied gaze, Su Chen only smiled and simply washed it before putting on her clothes and running to the next door. Isn't this the king of paparazzi, Zhuo Wei? Just as she left, Su Chen was stunned by the long gun and short cannon in front of her. What's going on? Is this here to catch Mr. Yang and me? It shouldn't be. If they really catch us, why knock on the next door? Su Chen looked at Zhuo Wei and others in a daze. Zhuo Wei, are you his mother sick? Do you know about disturbing the people and trespassing on residential properties? After knocking for a while, Zhuo Wei asked someone to open the door and entered with a large group of paparazzi. Su Chen also followed her dog stealthily and looked into the house. Hiss. It doesn't matter at first glance, Su Chen only felt a tingling sensation on her scalp. Because the person inside this house is actually Mr. Yang's cheap husband, Mr. Liu. There is also the female protagonist of the Night Light script, good guy, this beauty, this figure, really white hay. What else do you have to say? 100 million, I don't know if you're willing to buy this melon yourself. As soon as he entered the house, Zhuo Wei had people snap and take photos. What a big melon it is. Not to mention how much money you can earn, if this news is released, even traffic money can make you earn a lot of money. After completing this transaction, I can retire directly. Are you fucking crazy? 100 million. Where do I have 100 million? What's more, do you know that you broke into private houses and extorted money his mother? Old Liu was furious when he heard Zhuo Wei's words and threw the water cup on the table at him. You don't have it, your wife does. The famous Mr. Yang won't even be able to come up with 1 billion, will he? Zhuo Wei looked at old Liu with a gloomy and pitiful expression, and he also looked down on old Liu who ate soft and hard food. So Zhuo Wei didn't get used to him either. Hiss. This is specifically aimed at Boss Yang. Upon hearing their conversation, Su Chen quietly returned to the room. I'm not taking care of what's going on anymore. I just crawled out of Boss Yang's bed. It's a bit unethical to just grab a bucket and run away now, so Su Chen took out his phone and started reporting to the police. Police uncle. Yes, I need to report to the police. This is the hotel next to the Ming and Qing palaces, on the 9th floor. Come on, it's about to start fighting. I also heard about some night glow scripts, and what else is there to buy 100 million melons? This is buy and sell, Uncle Police. Me. I'm just a kind-hearted person passing by. Alright, hang up. Come on, you guys. After speaking, Su Chen hung up the phone. What's going on? Upon seeing Su Chen return, Mr. Yang was also curious about the commotion next door. It's just that due to my celebrity status, it's not easy to just go and eat melons. TSK. Seeing Mr. Yang's curious expression, Su Chen smiled and clicked twice. Boss Yang, next door is your husband reading a Night Light script with other women. Now that I have been caught by Zhuo Wei, I heard that Zhuo Wei wants 1 billion. Otherwise, we'll just expose this matter directly. The key is that I also heard that your husband doesn't have this 1 billion yuan, let you take it. Su Chen sat on the bedside, watching Mr. Yang lying under the bed eating melons. Thinking that the next door is Mr. Yang's legitimate husband. Hush. Why is this getting more and more exciting the more you think about it? How much attack speed does this need to increase? Thinking of this, Su Chen took off her clothes and crawled into the bed. 002 What? Is Yang Mi's husband next door? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Hiss. Ha. Lighting a cigarette, Su Chen took 2 hard puffs. Covering the blushing Boss Yang with a blanket, Su Chen ran out again. Boss Yang, wait here for a moment, I'll go out and see what's going on. Before Mr. Yang could react, Su Chen jogged down the corridor. At this moment, in the neighboring room, the police uncle was watching the people inside the house at the entrance. The female protagonist of the Night Light script has also been dressed, and Lao Liu and the paparazzi king are confronting each other. Originally, these two people were studying how much money would be needed to suppress the issue of the night light script. I didn't expect the police to suddenly come over. Can the police get used to them? Just have them dress up and prepare to take everyone away. Lao Liu, are you his mother me? The paparazzi king, Zhuo Wei, looked at old Liu with a gaze that was like watching someone kill their father and hate them. In the entertainment industry, it is very common to spend money on paparazzi's melons, and it can even be said to be a rule. However, this kind of rule cannot be put on the surface, also known as hidden rules. Who would have known that the police had actually arrived, asking for 100 million yuan to get old Liu to buy back his own melon? Enough for him to step on sparks inside the sewing machine. But on Lao Liu's side, it only belongs to marital infidelity, which is immoral but not illegal behavior. That means Zhuo Wei was directly involved in the disaster this time. Old Liu, you dare to fuck me. Wait, we are not finished. See you on Monday. I don't want any money you give me this time. I'll let you go his mother. You know how to eat soft rice, little white face. I'm sorry, I'm cursing your sixth uncle. The paparazzi king has been a paparazzi for so many years, knowing that this time he is in a complete disaster. If he hadn't had an accident, it would have been okay. If something had happened now, how could the celebrity he had extorted before have let him go? See you on Monday, at most I won't be this celebrity. But you, the king of paparazzi, have money to earn and no time to spend. Lao Liu patted the face of the paparazzi king, and the female protagonist with a luminous script gracefully followed the police downstairs. Hiss, this is a bit stimulating. Seeing that old Liu and the paparazzi king were all taken away, Suchen quickly returned to his room. It seems that I accidentally saved Mr. Yang 1 billion on this phone call. In addition to the several 100 million yuan he just paid, Mr. Yang cannot compensate himself well. Honey, the paparazzi king has been taken away, so he shouldn't be able to come out this time. The consequences of extorting 1 billion yuan are not something he can afford. Your husband has also been taken away, but he has nothing to do and cheating is not illegal. Looking at Mr. Yang's greedy eyes, Su Chen smiled and talked to him about what happened next door. I knew it. This time Boss Yang came to Hengdian to arrest the traitors. Many crew members have reported to Boss Yang. It was said that his husband was working on the night light script, which is why Boss Yang ran over from the Magic City. Last night, Mr. Yang watched as his husband brought people into the room. I originally planned to go in and make a scene, but later Mr. Yang realized that if he did, he wouldn't gain any benefits. But as long as he obtains the evidence, old Liu can leave the house clean. Although old Liu didn't have much money at first, there are quite a few companies where the two of them have cross-shareholding. However, despite saying so, Mr. Yang is still very angry. Drinking too much in the evening brought Su Chen closer to his room. His mother, you play me too. I didn't expect to catch a handsome young man with a very fast attack speed, much stronger than old Liu. You deserve it, you kid, come on, do you want money or resources? You know we can't see through our affairs. If you want money, I'll give you 5 million directly. If you need resources, I also have them here. When you go back, I will send you 2 scripts for you to choose from. Upon hearing that the paparazzi king had entered, his husband was also taken away. Boss Yang also breathed a sigh of relief, there was no need to find evidence on his own. Hee, Miss Honey, I do have a script. I wonder if you can invest it. I guarantee you can make a lot of money. Originally, Su Chen had no intention of relying on Boss Yang, but now she has someone with golden fingers. Can we still blackmail women for money? And it's also my first woman. I didn't expect Mr. Yang to say it himself first. Are you still a screenwriter? Looking at Su Chen's sculpted face, Boss Yang was stunned. Originally, looking at Su Chen's appearance and figure, Boss Yang thought Su Chen was a traditional actor. I didn't expect this kid to be a screenwriter. Of course, miss, I have many good ideas for variety shows, TV dramas, and movies. If you're willing to invest in me, then I'll give you a script. Suchen patted her shoulder and said to Mr. Yang with a smile on her face. Although Suchen cannot write down all the classic scripts on earth. But Suchen has watched many classic movies many times, and these can still be remembered. Okay, if you can really write a script that satisfies me, I'll invest in it for you. Take it, this is my phone number, WeChat synchronization. You can use this money for now, and I will contact you later. Taking out a stack of money and handing it to Suchen, Boss Yang packed up and walked outside. Mr. Yang now has no intention of working out with Suchen here. My husband has already gone to the night light script, so I need to take advantage of this time to quickly retrieve the shares. Looking at the back of Mr. Yang, Suchen counted the money left for him. Good guy, a total of 100,000 yuan, which made Suchen have to sigh. I finally experienced the joy of eating soft rice. Rich woman, rice, hungry. After looking outside, the sky had already darkened, and Suchen had no plans to go home today. Anyway, the hotels are already made, so I just need to leave before midnight tomorrow. Thinking of this, Suchen ordered a luxurious takeout. After taking a shower, I lay on the sofa and started watching TV. Tip. Due to watching TV dramas, the only beauty technique you have gained is beauty skills. 003 is really a flower in the entertainment industry. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. I was watching the only beauty TV series starring Zhao Xiaodao when I unexpectedly heard a system beep in my ear. Moreover, Suchen's mind also had a lot of memories about beauty and various techniques related to cosmetics. Good guy, can I get the corresponding skills just by watching TV dramas or movies? With this in mind, Suchen quickly took out her phone and watched the anime, Super Theological Academy, on it. You should know that in this anime, there are not only super powerhouses who can physically cross the universe. Moreover, there are various spacecraft in existence, even if one suddenly realizes one of the technologies. I can also become a hegemon on my own. However, Suchen's eyes turned red after watching for several hours. I didn't receive any rewards either. What's going on? Suchen, who had not figured out what was going on, opened the first part of the Avengers and started reading it again. This movie also features aliens, as well as superheroes such as Iron Man, Team USA, and Hulks. If I realize something, I won't lose out. Tip. Since you have watched the Avengers, you have obtained the method for making American Team Serum. Hey! Feeling the technology gained in her mind, Suchen's eyebrows furrowed even deeper. What does it mean? Suchen, who was not clear about it, opened the movie Journey to the West. Since the technology is not feasible anymore. So it's okay to learn the cultivation method by reading Journey to the West on your own. Cultivating immortality can also achieve immortality. But I didn't expect that Suchen's eyes would burst into tears this time, and he didn't receive any rewards. What's going on? Suchen, who couldn't figure out the situation, didn't continue to work on it. But instead, he lay in bed and began to fall asleep. However, by the time Suchen fell asleep, it had already turned upside down outside. For this night light script incident, there was already a preview of the situation. After all, there is no impermeable wall in the world, after this incident by the paparazzi king Zhuo Wei. In addition, Suchen called the police to arrest someone, and everyone else in the hotel was watching. So, this matter went viral like this, but within 2 hours, it became a hot topic on Weibo. My grass, this old Liu doesn't know for sure. He even played a night light script when he got married to Big Secret. The entertainment industry is full of real flowers. My friend wants to know how to get into the entertainment industry. That's right, that's what I asked upstairs, how to get into the entertainment industry. Unfortunately, it's a big secret. I met such a scumbag and was even caught. By the way, haven't you seen the leak? The paparazzi king actually wants to charge Mr. Yang a ceiling fee of 1 billion yuan. Oh my goodness, this belongs to extortion, right? How long does it take to walk on a sewing machine for 1 billion yuan of cash? What a pitiful big secret. It's not fair to meet people like this. Who knew old Liu before he married Big Secret? He's not satisfied with Big Secret's soft food. It's better to go in. I think we'll be banned now, right? That must be a ban. They were all caught by the police. The impact is too bad. Can you see how many actors who have cheated are still active? Below this hot search, there are all fans of Mr. Yang, and more of them are advocating for his justice. After all, Boss Yang is known as the desperate mistress, and has even jumped from being an actor to becoming the owner of an entertainment company. Not only in terms of identity, there have been significant changes, but even among the new generation of Chinese female actors, their status is firmly at the top. I didn't expect old Liu to be so unsatisfied, even playing with extramarital affairs and night-light scripts. Of course, if they were to know that Su Chen and Boss Yang were playing a fitness exercise next door to old Liu, they wouldn't know what they would think. The next morning, after having breakfast, Su Chen left the hotel. I got on the plane back home, and this time I came to Hengdian for a trip. It can be said that I gained a lot. Not only did I see so many beautiful women, but I also ate such a big melon. I'm also getting close to Mr. Yang, this rich woman. The most important thing is that my golden finger has awakened. Upon returning home, Su Chen began to contemplate the path she needed to take next. With the relationship with Mr. Yang, coupled with his physique and appearance, being a top-tier fresh meat is more than enough. Although I don't know how to act or sing, these little fresh meats don't know either. Just participate in various variety shows and brush up your presence. As for now, it's time to take a good look at the function of your golden fingers. Thinking of this, Su Chen opened the movie again and started watching it. This time Su Chen is watching Yi Wen. Master Yi is someone who can fight 10 times. If he really realizes something, he will make a lot of money. Sure enough, after watching the movie, Su Chen's mind rang with a warning sound. Tip. Congratulations on achieving the ultimate Wing Chun fist technique, as you have watched the movie Yi Wen. While watching other movies, I still haven't received any rewards. Su Chen also gave up his plan to temporarily watch movies and receive rewards. At present, I have Wing Chun fist, Captain America's method of making genetic potions, and a method of making cosmetics. With the addition of the 100,000 yuan given by Mr. Yang, we can get things done. Thinking of this, Su Chen carefully examined the cosmetic technology. I didn't expect everything to be included here. Cleaning cosmetics, maintenance cosmetics, and recovery cosmetics. There are so many kinds, Su Chen had to choose the most commonly used facial cleanser and facial mask first. After examining the methods for making 2 types of cosmetics, Su Chen left home and went to the pharmacy to buy medicine. Then, for half a month, Su Chen made her own facial cleanser and facial mask in the rental house. Make 2 Wing Chun punches when you're tired. Finally, half a month later, not only were the 2 types of cosmetics produced. The experiment was also very successful. Just look at the skin on Su Chen's hands. During Su Chen's time making cosmetics, the entire entertainment industry also experienced a major earthquake. 004 Miss, this is called an office romance. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After the previous night light script incident, Boss Yang divorced old Liu directly. In this world, if 2 people haven't had children yet, there is no such thing as who the child belongs to. Initially, Boss Yang married old Liu for the purpose of providing resources in the Hong Kong area. In 2007, Yang Mi was still an artist under Rangxinda and had already established Jiaxing Company. After the 10-year contract with Rangxinda expired, they did not renew the contract and did not return to Jiaxing. On the contrary, I went to Maya Entertainment in Hengdian and gained a lot of film resources. During this period, he became his own personal studio after his contract with Maya expired. I went online with Lao Liu, and Yang Mi went to Huanrui to become a producer. It wasn't until 1 to 5 years after getting married that I returned to Jiaxing. However, what I didn't expect was that the Hong Kong community has become increasingly desolate in the past 2 years. So, Yang Mi can be said to be very intelligent, and she is not just a little bit intelligent. Even if they separate from Jiaxing in the end, they still retain Jiaxing's shares. And returning to her own studio, it can be said that every move taken by Yang Mi has a special purpose. Especially when Yang Mi used 3 million yuan to achieve the current 7.5 billion yuan, not only in the entertainment industry, but also in the entire business world. Well, taking advantage of the current affair with Lao Liu, Yang Mi divorced him directly. He also used the incident of old Liu's infidelity as a basis to drive him back to Hengdian directly. It can be said that there is not much difference between old Liu and Jingshan going out of the house. Key netizens still overwhelmingly support Yang Mi, although she is indeed the victim of this matter. But you can also see Yang Mi's methods. As for Suchen, Suchen is happily applying her own facial mask. Don't say, the effect of this thing is really good. Facial cleanser can remove keratin, acne, and oil. Facial mask can deeply clean and whiten. After only using it for a week, Su Chen has at least wasted 2 levels. Ding ling ling. Ding ling ling. Just as Su Chen was happily drinking the Fat House happy water and watching the movie, Boss Yang's phone call came over. Come to me, demons. Come directly to my company. Upon hearing Mr. Yang's voice on the phone, Su Chen also laughed. I'll be here tonight, and I've brought you some good news. After hanging up the phone, Su Chen took off the facial mask and looked at her white face, which was about to shine. Hey, you're so handsome. This is the first time you've really taken advantage of Mr. Yang, this young lady. After slapping her face twice, Su Chen changed into clothes and headed towards the airport with her suitcase. Because Su Chen traveled physically and had no relatives or friends, he rented a house here. The same goes for living in a demon city. After boarding the plane, 2 hours later, Su Chen landed in Hongqiao Airport. As soon as I walked out of the airport, I saw a black nanny car parked at the intersection. Get in the car. Inside the car, Mr. Yang rolled down the car window and looked at Su Chen's changes with some shock. I have always heard that women who are nourished by love will look better and have acne removed. Why did you transfer it to your own side? These days, due to the incident with the night light script, I have developed quite a few pimples on my face. Why is this kid's skin so smooth? Here. Su Chen put his surname Li in the trunk. I sat directly in the passenger seat and followed Mr. Yang out of the airport. Have you finished writing your script? In the car, the more Mr. Yang looked at Su Chen, the more he became tempted. He didn't expect the little milk dog he had caught in a fit of anger to be so handsome. The key is that the skin is getting better and better now, and the attack speed is also very fast. Isn't this much better than Lu Chan, who is in his 40s? I've finished writing it, and this script is guaranteed to make you a big fan. I remember there was a female artist named Reba in your company, right? You can have her star in my TV drama. The first script written by Su Chen was You from the Stars, and this TV drama has not yet appeared in this world. In my past life, this TV series was a popular presence throughout Asia. Even the cosmetics, cars, fried chicken, and beer in TV dramas have gone viral. The reason why Su Chen wrote this TV series is to promote her cosmetics. Although Su Chen doesn't have any money yet, can he earn some hard-earned money from Boss Yang? Oh. Are you still thinking about Reba? Upon hearing Su Chen mention Reba, Boss Yang squinted his eyes and looked at Su Chen. Hi, isn't that also an artist from your company? She earns money, it's the same as you earn money. Suchen explained with a smile, after all, she is a girl from the border, and she is silly and cute. Who wouldn't like her? By the way, Miss Honey, I can give you this script, but you need to lend me 10 million yuan in cash first. I have something very important to do, and I will talk to you about it later. You will definitely agree. Thinking about cosmetics, Suchen added 2 more sentences. Before, when buying medicine to make cosmetics, Suchen asked about the medicinal materials used to make Meituan serum. Good guy, if you want to buy it all, you need at least 10 million yuan, and this American team serum has a negative impact. If you want to correct it, the cost will only be more, and it will cost over 20 million yuan. So Suchen has to rely on this cosmetics to make money, right? I see if you have something to say. I heard Suchen say he wants to borrow 10 million yuan, and I will lend him 100% of it myself. Yang Mi also became curious. 2 hours later, the car stopped in front of an office building. Suchen and Yang Mi, who were wearing masks, got off the car and took the elevator directly to the 35th floor. Good guy, Miss Honey, is this your own company? Looking at the plaque hanging at the entrance of Yang Mi's studio, Suchen knew that this was Yang Mi's private territory. Of course. Yang Mi looked back and smiled, then walked in with Suchen. Hiss. As soon as she entered the room, Suchen was shocked by the scenery in front of her. The entire office is not very large, only over 2,000 square meters in size. But the big French window on 3 sides, which are 270 degrees away from the river, deeply attracted Suchen. Bring it over, let me see if you have anything good that I can lend you 10 million. Sitting on the sofa, Yang Mi crossed her legs and extended her tender white hand to Suchen. Hee, honey sister, we'll talk about this later. As for now, I want to experience what office romance is like. Speaking, Suchen pounced directly. The world's richest person has officially set sail. You are listening at novelfull.audio. No wonder so many billionaires like to marry female celebrities. Not to mention anything else, just this softness is incomparable to ordinary people. And the female celebrity's maintenance is very good. Yang Mi is already 30 years old this year. But this skin is still so good. More than an hour later, Suchen stood in front of the French window, smoking a cigarette, and could not help sighing a few words when recalling what happened just now. Sure enough, what the senior traveler said is correct. From a loser to a handsome and wealthy person, it only requires a journey with a golden finger. Before crossing over, Suchen couldn't even enter Yang Mi's body, let alone engage in such in-depth communication. Miss, this is the cosmetics I have prepared for you. You can tell how useful this cosmetics are by looking at my changes over the past period of time. Moreover, borrowing money from you is not in vain. I can give you 10% of the shares or repay you 15 million yuan. After putting out the cigarette, Suchen takes out the facial cleanser and facial mask from her suitcase and hands them to Yang Mi. Is this thing really as effective as you said? Seeing the facial cleanser in her hand that was packaged like toothpaste, Yang Mi also became curious. Hee, honey sister, don't you just give it a try and you'll know. The script I wrote this time, I can tell you, 100% will be extremely popular. Aren't various historical dramas popular lately? The one I wrote is much better than theirs. I plan to incorporate this cosmetics into the TV series. So whether to invest or not depends entirely on yourself. Suchen is not worried about no one investing, as his technology completely crushes 99% of the world's cosmetics. The rest are exclusively for wealthy women, and the prices are extremely expensive. As long as Suchen sends a message online, sooner or later someone will invest in him. I'll give it a try first. As Yang Mi spoke, she got up and put on her clothes, carrying cosmetics and walking towards the bathroom. Less than 10 minutes later, Boss Yang came out of the bathroom with a facial mask on. Don't mention that your facial mask has a good effect, with a firm and lifting effect. And I feel like a lot of things are popping out of my face. Yang Mi felt the change in her face and took out her phone to start checking. Less than 20 minutes later, when Yang Mi took off the facial mask, she saw that many blackheads, pimples and other things had appeared on the originally white facial mask. And Yang Mi's face has at least become smoother by more than one level compared to before. Well, your cosmetics are really good. I invested 10 million yuan. Yang Mi can still take out 10 million yuan. Recently, she just divorced but has received a considerable amount of wealth. Okay, then I'll find a factory first that specializes in producing this cosmetics. But I hope you can help me endorse this cosmetics, Mississippi. In this way, we can also quickly open up sales channels. Suchen thought for a moment and realized that since filming your TV series from the stars, these cosmetics need to be implanted. It's better to have Yang Mi shoot the advertisement first and then stick Yang Mi's photo on the packaging. As for the future sales channels, Suchen has also planned everything. The current 10 million investment is not enough for Suchen to recruit people recklessly. It's better to recruit fewer people first and then go live streaming to promote sales. This can also quickly recover funds and produce as much as possible. After the snowball rolled down, Suchen was able to establish a larger cosmetics factory. No problem. I personally experienced the effect of this cosmetics, and Yang Mi also knew that it would definitely be a big sale in the future. In addition, I also own 10% of the shares, so if I endorse it, I will be endorsing it. After confirming this matter, Suchen took out the script he had previously written about you from the stars. But the background was changed by Suchen, from South Korea to Magic City. The male protagonist traveled through the Ming dynasty, but his name has not been changed. After Yang Mi took over the script, she began to read it. In fact, the entertainment industry is not without good screenwriters and scripts. But these screenwriters don't have much room for use. Moreover, directors nowadays do not have as much power as in the past, which leads to many TV dramas being shot like shit. The people brought in by the investors need to change the script and increase their role. People from large companies also want to modify the script and increase their role. With just such a change, the entire script became completely disorganized. Why is it necessary to produce high-quality products at noon? It's because the director team at noon, as well as the investment and script, are all owned by their own people. Outsiders can't even get in touch. Watching Yang Mi start reading her own script, Suchen also took out her phone and started watching a new movie. These days, due to busy cosmetics, Suchen doesn't have time to watch movies either. At this very moment, take a look and you may be able to discover other useful techniques. The movie Suchen watched this time is a very classic kung fu movie. It's a martial arts scene shot by Wang Baobao, and the whole movie is mostly about fighting scenes. Sure enough, at the end of the movie, a familiar voice rang in Suchen's ear. Tip. As you have watched a person's martial arts world, congratulations on obtaining the inheritance of Chinese martial arts. Buzz. As the prompt fell, Suchen felt a lot of memories in her mind. These memories are all kinds of traditional Chinese arts. Bagua palm, Baji fist, praying mantis fist, knife technique, stick technique, spear technique, and so on. It can be said that it encompasses most of the current Chinese martial arts. Not bad, I submitted your script. TV dramas give you a 5% profit. This is already a treatment only available to great screenwriters. After more than 2 hours, Yang Mi put down the script in her hand. Smiling brightly, he said to Suchen. Unexpectedly, I still have this ability to retaliate against the little milk dog that Lao Liu casually caught. Especially Suchen's attack speed is more than twice as fast as Lao Liu's. The key is that the instant range is not comparable to that of Lao Liu. Okay, let's do it then, but honey, where do I live? 006 Yang Mi's careful thinking. You are listening at novelfull.audio. What does soft rice hard to eat mean? That's it. Half an hour later, when she arrived at Yang Mi's mansion, Suchen couldn't help but feel emotional. Sure enough, the ancients never deceived me. It is said that when encountering a wealthy woman holding on to her, she stayed overnight in a large villa and ended up with no money on her body, letting down the beautiful women in the alley. Now Suchen can be very proud to say that she has already grasped it, rich woman. And it's also tightly controlled, and I've been living in the big villa. At least 10 years of detours should be avoided for oneself. Are you still proud to eat soft rice? Upon hearing Suchen's murmurs, Boss Yang looked at Suchen with some amusement. That also depends on who the rich woman is. There are plenty of people who want to eat your soft food, Miss Honey. Besides, I've had a bad stomach since I was young, and the doctor has been instructing me to eat more soft meals. Suchen smiled nonchalantly and said that if she were a wealthy woman who had just turned 60, Suchen wouldn't be able to go. But eating Mr. Yang's soft rice, Suchen must have put in a lot of effort. After chatting for a while, Suchen cleaned up a room on the first floor for herself. Of course, Suchen would sneak into the second floor in the middle of the night. After being busy for most of the night, Suchen finally calmed down. The next day, after breakfast, Mr. Yang left the villa. I plan to go back to the company and take a good look at your script from Star. He also thoughtfully left Suchen 10 million yuan and 100,000 yuan in pocket money. After a simple breakfast, Suchen drove the car that Mr. Yang had left in the garage towards the direction of the Industrial and Commercial Bureau. Since it has been decided to start a cosmetics company, Suchen needs to register the company as soon as possible. Then, when the TV series starts filming, it produces cosmetics. Only in this way can cosmetics be implanted in TV dramas, if they are not even produced. That even implanted a chicken. After working hard for 2 days, Suchen finally applied for various licenses once. Just wait for 7 days, and the business license will be mailed to start construction. The address of the cosmetics company was filled in by Suchen, which is the address of Mr. Yang's studio. Anyway, there is no one there now, and all the members of Mr. Yang's team are in Jiaxing. If the company is empty, it's better to let Suchen waste it. I finally have some free time, and I don't know what Boss Yang has been doing lately. Lying on the sofa in the villa, Suchen felt his chin and thought to Mr. Yang. Don't say, I haven't seen you in 2 days, I really miss you a bit. Especially Mr. Yang's gentle voice made Suchen miss him a lot. Just as Suchen was reminiscing about Mr. Yang's little milk voice. In the 4-9 cities, Jiaxing Media, Mr. Yang is holding a meeting with a large group of people. Now is the most difficult year for Jiaxing. Since signing the gambling agreement, Yang Mi crazily brought Jiaxing's big gift package when filming. That is to force other contracted artists from Jiaxing Company to join the production team. Although I did earn a lot of money, I earned over 4 billion after tax in 3 years. But if you lose your reputation, it's not just because you lose your reputation. The key is that apart from Reba, Jiaxing has no one else who can take on the big responsibility. Even Reba's solo role as the lead actress at this time is enough. She can only play the role of the female lead, and cannot play the role of the female lead like Zhao Xiaodao, Sun Yangyang, and others. So, this time Yang Mi found these people in her company to study and research how to shoot this TV drama. In the entertainment industry, there are 3 types of media companies. The first type is a large entertainment company that, like Chinese Americans, has the ability to produce movies, TV dramas, and variety shows. The second type is Noon, where one does not cultivate artists and has excellent project production skills. As for the third type, it is an economic company like Jiaxing, which lacks production capabilities and draws dividends from artists. This is the main reason why Jiaxing is facing difficulties now. I don't have the ability to create projects, and Yang Mi is the only top performer. I think we should look for a Noon collaboration for this TV drama. After reading the script, Jiaxing's boss, who was Yang Mi's former agent, carefully thought about it. I still decided to find the most powerful Noon Film and Television to produce this Star of You movie. I also think we should seek cooperation at Noon. Firstly, we definitely don't have the production capability for this TV series. Since the screenwriter has already named Reba as the lead actress, let's let Reba play. We can add more newcomers from the company to the remaining roles. Yang Mi's assistant, who is now the second largest shareholder of Jiaxing, also spoke out about her ideas. Upon hearing their advice, Yang Mi also felt a bit helpless, especially recently. Especially after the completion of the gambling agreement, Yang Mi's position in Jiaxing has become increasingly low. The Zheng family continuously used financing to reduce Yang Mi's shares, and even took the script without Yang Mi's consent. As long as you give money, as long as you give a big gift package with Jiaxing, then even if the script is bad, the Zheng family will accept it. Causing Yang Mi to miss out on two major female lead TV dramas, Chu Xiaozhuan and Sito. Forget it. Watching the arguing crowd, Yang Mi left here exhausted. Walk towards the outside. If it really doesn't work, she'll invest on her own. This TV drama was filmed for at most 1 billion yuan, and Yang Mi still has 1 billion yuan. Thinking of this, Yang Mi immediately got into the nanny car and headed towards the enchanted city. Speaking of Su Chen's side, Su Chen was standing in front of a dilapidated factory. This factory was purchased by Su Chen for 5 million yuan in cash. Although the area is not large, only about 10 acres of land, fortunately, the equipment inside is complete. I heard this used to be a factory owned by a big internet celebrity, but later this big internet celebrity started selling products, causing me to step on the sewing machine, so I started losing money here. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been Su Chen's turn to buy this place. Boss, I'm not sure if we workers can still stay here. These 200 or so of us are all skilled workers. For the production of facial mask, we can have very skilled experience. The leader, the former factory director, looked at Su Chen with an expectant expression on his face. P.S. Sorry for the late update. I went to the hospital this morning and the queue was too long. The 007 family are all academic achievers. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. They were all dug up by that big internet celebrity before. At the beginning, the cosmetics they produced sold very well. After all, they were internet celebrities and had a very strong ability to sell products. Who would have thought that the internet celebrity went in directly due to tax evasion, resulting in their factory losing sales channels? Although their factory is relatively small, they have everything from producing facial cleansers to packaging equipment. That is to say, the factory's debt is so high now that the family of internet celebrities sold the factory. Otherwise, they can make a lot of money by producing some OEM cosmetics. Alright, you guys can stay here from now on. What you need to do now is to produce our cosmetics as soon as possible. Facial cleanser, facial mask, water emulsion, purification, sunscreen, mud film, body milk, etc. I will provide you with the corresponding technology, and of course, before production, I will have you sign a confidentiality contract. Although Su Chen's technologies have already been patented, they were not applied for so quickly. At least we will have to wait for a month, but if we wait for the patent certificate to be issued before proceeding with production, there won't be enough time. No problem, just leave it for us. The factory director rubbed his hands excitedly, but in fact, they could survive in other factories as well. After all, they are all old employees and the techniques are very good, but it's just that this place is close to home. Ding-ling-ling, ding-ling-ling. Just as Su Chen was chatting with the factory director, her phone suddenly rang. Su Chen took out her phone and saw that it was actually WeChat from Boss Yang. Hello, Miss Mi, have you come back? Right. You're bringing a lawyer over here right now, right in the suburbs. That's right, the factory has already bought it all. After answering the phone, Su Chen and Yang Mi started talking about the factory. And let Yang Mi bring the lawyer over later to draft the confidentiality contract. Suchen was also helpless. She was different from other travelers, at least they were soul-piercing. Traveling to a different world still has some local connections, at least family and friends are still there. Suchen wore it and had no connection in this world. Currently, there are only two people who can speak. One is Mr. Yang, who had in-depth communication with Su Chen. Another is the good brother Su Chen met online. It was also this good brother who guided Su Chen to come to Hengdian to relax. Director Zhang, although he said that all the people in your factory can stay. But I will arrange my own financial personnel, I hope you can understand. The venue is still small now, but Su Chen is very confident in her cosmetics technology. At most, this TV drama from Star will become popular after it airs. When the time comes, ask Yang Mi to live stream and promote products for herself. Su Chen believes that she can expand the factory in at most 1 year. First, set a small goal for him to produce serum potions for the US team. This is also an unavoidable thing. As the saying goes, 30 is like a wolf, and 40 is like a tiger. The current boss Yang is at the age of 30, despite Su Chen's particularly fast attack speed. But that's because Su Chen is young. According to this situation, he may have to walk against the wall in 2 or 3 years. But after using serum for the US team, it's really uncertain who can walk on the wall. No problem, boss. We didn't care about finance before. We don't have anyone who understands the finance aspect, it's all that internet celebrity who brings their own products. The factory director patted his chest and said there was no problem. Subsequently, Su Chen and the factory director began to visit the factory. The entire factory is not large, although it covers an area of 10 acres, only 2 workshops can truly be put into production. The rest are either warehouses or open spaces, and there are only 2 production lines. One is used to produce facial cleanser, and the other is used to produce packaging. However, it's not a big problem. Su Chen can design the packaging for herself first. Then we will create a small batch of TV dramas specifically for you from the stars. Wait until the facial cleanser makes money later and then expand the factory. Buzz. In less than an hour, Mr. Yang's car was parked in the factory. Subsequently, Mr. Yang and the 2 people walked out of the car. Honey, did you come so fast? Suchen welcomed the 2 people brought by Yang Mi and nodded. I just started chatting with Yang Mi, after all, this is my own gold owner, isn't it? I have brought you all the people. This is Chen Mo, Lawyer Chen. This is my cousin, Yang Xiaoro, who is also a high-achieving graduate from Tsinghua University. It's more than enough to manage the factory on your end. In addition, I have 2 cousins, one is about to graduate from Tsinghua University and the other is pursuing a PhD at Harvard. Yang Mi smiled and introduced the 2 people she had brought with her. Upon hearing Yang Mi mention her 3 cousins, Su Chen was stunned. Wow, your whole family is at Tsinghua University. No wonder you became an actor, it turned out that it was because you didn't study well. Welcome Lawyer Chen, welcome Xiaoro. Since it's Miss Mi's cousin, it's also my cousin. This cosmetics factory will be handed over to you in the future. Su Chen smiled and shook hands with Lawyer Chen and Yang Xiaoro. This is just a half-joking remark. After chatting for a while, the few people walked straight towards the factory. It's better to sign the confidentiality contract first, and then let Yang Mi endorse and shoot it. The packaging produced in this way is all Yang Mi. There is no need to change the packaging again, it can be considered a one-time solution. After signing the confidentiality contract, Su Chen handed the USB drive containing the cosmetic formula to Yang Xiaoro. I followed Yang Mi towards the direction of the office. I haven't seen you in 2 days, not only Su Chen but also Yang Mi. After all, I am as old as a wolf. With Su Chen's attack speed still so fast, who could refuse? In less than an hour, the two of them returned to the office. Subsequently, Suchen pulled down the curtains and rushed towards Yang Mi. P.S. I'm laughing to death. I went to have a colonoscopy with a friend, who was under general anesthesia, but I don't know who spread it. Saying that my friend was blown up almost made me laugh. Also, please ask for data. The meme will start exploding tomorrow. Thank you to my adoptive father for giving me a reward of 1 yuan. The departure of the 008 billion empire. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Miss me, I absolutely support you leaving Jiaxing. An hour later, Su Chen lay on the sofa smoking, listening to Yang Mi say that she planned to leave Jiaxing. Su Chen raised his hands in agreement, and based on Su Chen's past life development, Yang Mi and Jiaxing ultimately went their separate ways. Even my own brokerage team was involved. As soon as Yang Mi left, the management team at the back gave Zhu Shudan. In the end, it would be better to end up alone than to end up with this outcome. It's better to cash out and leave while Jiaxing's stock price is at its highest point. Earning 750 million with 3 million is definitely a steady and non-loss deal. But miss me, if you really leave Jiaxing, see if you can bring it out for Reba. If she really can't bring it out, then your script from the stars won't allow her to play the lead role. Since Yang Mi has decided to leave Jiaxing, Su Chen will not give their script for free to shoot. Su Chen knows that this TV series can become popular throughout Southeast Asia. The value created is definitely starting at 1 billion. I can't bring it out, I still signed the contract with Reba back then. A 10-year economic contract from 1 to 3 years, all the way to 2 or 3 years. If you want to poach Reba now, you will have to pay a penalty of at least 1 billion yuan. Yang Mi looked at Su Chen with some helplessness, as she had originally drafted this contract. I didn't expect to lift a stone and hit my own foot now. 1 billion. That's okay. Upon hearing that it would cost 100 million to poach Reba, Su Chen gave up directly. Just kidding, with the resources in Su Chen's mind, there is at least 1 billion that can bring out 2 or 3 top-tier female celebrities. But miss, can you consider things in advance in the future? You're going to offend everyone to death. After talking about Reba, Su Chen shifted the topic to Yang Mi again. This woman is a real tiger, and it is a miracle that she has survived to this day in the entertainment industry. Firstly, she offended the Beijing circle, causing Yang Mi to directly bury her path into the film industry. Although the Beijing circle is now desolate and unremarkable, it is not something that you, as a young actor, can handle. Under no other circumstances, Yang Mi could only leave Maya Entertainment, which can be considered as entering the Hong Kong circle. The first TV drama filmed, Palace, snatched the schedule of Sugar Man's step-by-step startling. This time, the Sugar Man was offended to death again, and later he joined Century Huanrui in the form of a studio. Afterwards, I returned to Jiaxing, but after arriving at Jiaxing, I brought various Jiaxing gift packages. Also jokingly referred to as the Mi Family Army by netizens, this has offended many investors and directors. It can be said that Yang Mi has been either offending people or on the road of offending people along the way. This also led to Yang Mi and Jiaxing going their separate ways, directly transforming from the main female lead to the second female lead. Okay, that's settled. I'll leave Jiaxing and resume my own studio as soon as possible. Yang Mi gritted her teeth and officially decided to leave Jiaxing. If she stays like this, Yang Mi will definitely be wiped clean by Jiaxing. The current Jiaxing is waiting for an opportunity, when Reba can take charge alone. They will go their separate ways with Yang Mi, until Jiaxing disdains having too much money. Mainly, the Zheng family wants to give their voice to themselves. I support you. With me here, honey, you can rest assured. After you leave Jiaxing, I'll give you a big gift, okay? Su Chen also didn't hesitate, after all, Yang Mi is now her own woman. Moreover, Su Chen gave Yang Mi the first time and still had a lot of emotions. In addition, when Lao Liu was still next door, Su Chen's attack speed almost broke through the sky. After discussing, the two of them left the studio and headed towards the big villa. At this moment, in the headquarters of Jiaxing in the 49 cities, these people finally discussed how to shoot this TV drama. Firstly, according to this script, there are not many scenes and props used. In terms of special effects, it won't cost much money. If the actors all use their skilled people, the cost can be reduced by half. After all, actors from Jiaxing have to draw half of their income. Instead of paying taxes after completing the commission, it's better to just pay half of the film fee. So, the entire TV series can be filmed for a maximum of 50 million yuan. 50 million yuan, Jiaxing can still withdraw it, and now they still have 1 billion yuan in their account. Okay, that's how it's settled. The first female uses hot bars, the second female wishes for continued success, and everyone goes in to brush their faces afterwards. The male lead is Zhang Yunlong, everyone else goes up, and will take the remaining characters to repay the favor. The meeting lasted for 2 days before the matter was directly settled. However, after they finished the meeting, they found that Yang Mi was actually missing. At this time, Jiaxing had already made a name for itself in the entertainment industry, with a market value of up to 6 billion yuan. But it still relies on the network relationships that Yang Mi has been running for many years. Although Yang Mi has offended many people, she has also made many friends. Now is not the time to separate from Yang Mi, we still have to rely on Yang Mi to bring them the Mi family army. Boss, Miss Mi left yesterday. I heard that Miss Mi went straight back to the demon capital. Next to her, Yang Mi's new agent weakly raised her hand. Upon hearing that Yang Mi had already left, everyone was stunned. After all, this script was brought over by Yang Mi. They don't have the courage to shoot directly without copyright. On the other side, at this moment, inside the wealthy woman's mansion, Yang Mi and her cousin Yang Xiaoro are wearing facial mask. Brother-in-law, you can do it. With your cosmetic technology, in 10 years, I can create a billion-dollar empire. At that time, you will be a millionaire, and my sister will be coming to visit you. During these 2 days, Yang Xiaoro has also lived here. I also learned about Su Chen and Yang Mi. I didn't expect Yang Xiaoro to clap and cheer. In her words, Su Chen is 10,000 times stronger than Lao Liu. Not only is he handsome, but he also has the ability, unlike Lao Liu. Soft food is hard to eat, and I even go out to play night light scripts. 009 is the benefit of being close to a wealthy woman. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the following time, Su Chen lay at home again and started salting the fish. The cosmetics company is fully managed by Yang Xiaoro, and Su Chen doesn't need to contribute at all. Boss Yang has been constantly making small moves lately and plans to return to his own studio. Su Chen, who had nothing to do, continued to watch movies. So far, Su Chen has not figured out how this supernatural insight is actually used. Su Chen has also watched many movies and TV dramas these days, but there has been no movement. I still received these rewards from the beginning. So far, Wing Chun Quan, traditional Chinese martial arts inheritance, cosmetic technology, and the production method of beauty team serum. There are no other rewards left. Looking at Superman this time, if I could have the Kryptonian bloodline production method of the Silver Super, wouldn't I be invincible? If you want to do it, Su Chen turned on the projector and lay on the sofa, watching the Silver Super. Sure enough, after spending 2 hours watching this Silver Super League, there was no movement at all. It seems that I have seen it for nothing again this time. What about reading novels? Since she couldn't fully comprehend her skills in the film industry now, Su Chen shifted her focus to the novel. Subsequently, Su Chen opened the Feilu Novel Network and started reading a book called Entertainment. Overcoming Heaven's Understanding, Becoming the Richest Person in 3 Years. Don't say hey, this protagonist is a bit similar to Su Chen, both of whom are the golden fingers of rebellious intelligence. But they spend more money playing than themselves. Congratulations on obtaining cell editing skills as you have watched the novel. Upon hearing the prompt sound in her ear, Suchen only felt his brain buzzing. It's like being hit on the back of the head by a big hammer. Later, Suchen's whole body went dizzy. Suchen, Suchen. In a daze, Suchen heard someone calling her and opened her eyes to take a look. I found Yangmi shouting at me next to me. Honey, how did you come back? Didn't you go to 49 cities to handle the company's affairs? Suchen rubbed her eyes, got up from the sofa, and curiously asked Yangmi. How long has it been since Yangmi returned? Why did I come back? It's been several days now. What are you doing here? I don't answer phone calls, I don't reply to WeChat, and my sister and I are both exhausted. Why are you still sleeping here? At first, Yangmi was quite worried about Suchen. After all, it had been several days and Suchen's phone was not answered, and people could not be reached. Yang Xiaoro has been very busy in the factory these days and has not returned to her villa. Suchen took out her phone for a day, and luckily, she had been unconscious for 3 days. Carefully feel the power of the cell editor in your mind, not to mention being unconscious for 3 days. It's worth it if you've been unconscious for 3 years. Thanks to this technology, Suchen can safely become the world's richest person. Even within a year, one can become the richest person in Dragon Country. This cell editor involves the genetic level. For example, if you want longevity, Suchen can extract and fuse longevity genes into human genes. For example, Suchen extracted longevity genes from Antarctic sponges, which can increase human lifespan to over 1,000 years. And cell editing technology can also be used to treat currently very challenging diseases. Cancer, leukemia, AIDS, frostbite and so on can be treated directly. However, if you want to make these things, you will need a lot of funds. Suchen also couldn't make it directly. It seems that we still need to make money first. All these experimental instruments combined need to start at least 1 billion yuan. Let's sell cosmetics first, and wait until we earn 20 million before making serum drugs for the US team. Only then can we make big money. It's okay, I've been writing a script for you these past few days and I'm a bit tired from it, so take a break. After reviewing this cell editing technique, Suchen quickly explained it to Boss Yang. I said I'll give you a big gift after you establish your own studio. Don't worry, I have almost prepared this big gift. Suchen looked at Mr. Yang with a smile, although he said that Mr. Yang's studio did not have the ability to produce projects. But with this script, looking for any platform or TV station, they definitely want money for money, people for people. And with Yang Mi's network in the entertainment industry, it's not a big problem to find other celebrities to come over. Yo ho, you still have a big gift. Then you have to hurry up. I'll be separated from Jiaxing for at most a week. Now someone has contacted me, and the highest bid for my shares has reached 500 million yuan. Yang Mi also looked at Suchen happily, although the price of these 500 million yuan was much lower than the current market value. But don't forget, Jiaxing's market value today is still due to the gambling agreement signed by Yang Mi. Last year, Jiaxing earned 2.2 billion yuan, of which Mr. Yang in Reba earned 1.2 billion yuan. After Yang Mi leaves, Jiaxing's market value will definitely plummet. Okay, you can do it yourself. If you have money, you can sell it directly. However, Miss Mi, I have very advanced technology in my hands, but I need to invest 200 million yuan to start. I don't know if you're willing to continue investing in me. Suchen is thinking about her own cell editor, if Boss Yang is willing to invest in her. So Suchen can at least avoid 2 or 3 years of detours. This is the benefit of being close to a wealthy woman. Especially Mr. Yang, who is a fragrant and soft rich woman. What are you doing? You still need 2 billion yuan in investment. Upon hearing Suchen mention the investment of 2 billion yuan this time, Boss Yang was stunned. Good guy, although you are my little milk dog, investing 10 million yuan in you before is already good. Now it's another 200 million, although I can still afford to pay for it myself. But that's not how money is spent, is it? Miss me, believe me, if you invest these 2 billion yuan in me, at most for a year, I will give you a chance to be close to me. Suchen looked at Yang Mi with a smile on her face. However, Yang Mi still didn't let go and kept beating around the bush about what Suchen wanted to do with these 2 billion yuan. After all, although the two have had many in-depth exchanges, 2 billion is not a small amount. What if Suchen runs away with the money? 010 Zhuo Wei. Lao Liu, it's getting cold and add a hat. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Cast, I cast. 2 hours later, Mr. Yang threw down a bank card and left the villa leaning against the wall. If he doesn't invest, Mr. Yang probably will be angry. It's really enjoyable to be with a wealthy woman. Finally, I gave Miss Mi my pajamas. Holding the bank card left by Yang Mi, Suchen quickly washed up. As he walked out with his bank card in hand. Arriving at the bank, Suchen checked at the ATM machine. I didn't expect there to be 3.5 billion yuan in this bank card. I think it should be all of Mr. Yang's savings, right? I cannot be without conscience. Once the company is established, give Mr. Yang a 5% stake. Just this 5% stake will have a market value of at least 50 billion in 3 years. It can also be considered worthy of Mr. Yang's support for himself. With the money in hand, Suchen began to search for a place and first established his own laboratory. Then come back with the purchased instruments so that the experiment can be conducted. On Mr. Yang's side, after leaning against the wall and leaving the villa, he drove towards the cosmetics factory. The cosmetics factory has entered the formal stage under the management of Yang Xiaoro in the past 2 days. Although there wasn't much money left, Yang Xiaoro still had people purchase raw materials and started production after Mr. Yang finished filming the endorsement advertisement. Such a useful cosmetic, Yang Xiaoro knows that the market prospects are definitely not bad. The only regret is that the factory currently has too little money to start large-scale production. Sister, what are you doing? At this moment, inside the cosmetics factory, I watched Yang Mi tremble as she walked off the car. Yang Xiaoro squinted her eyes and smiled, then glanced at Boss Yang. My new brother-in-law is quite impressive. Tell me, did you come out supporting the wall? Although she made some jokes, Yang Xiaoro still helped Yang Mi into her office. If others were to see Mr. Yang's current state, there might be another bunch of scandals emerging. Yeah, Suchen is really too fierce. Especially with the impact force and attack speed, most people can't bear it. Upon hearing Yang Xiaoro's slightly teasing words, Yang Mi returned with a smile. By the way, Xiaoro, how much facial cleanser can we produce every day now? How much does it cost to produce all the cosmetics that Suchen gave you? As a first-hand experience, Yang Mi knows that the effect of this cosmetics is very terrifying. So I want to get the cosmetics factory running as soon as possible. Sister, if cosmetics are to fully operate, at least 1 billion yuan of funding is needed. If you are willing to invest 100 million yuan, I am confident that this year's revenue will exceed 100 million yuan. Yang Xiaoro is still very confident about this point. After all, they have experienced the effect of this cosmetics firsthand. Okay, I'll do some research when I get back. Upon hearing that she would be able to make a comeback within a year, Yang Mi also had some thoughts, but all her money was taken away by Suchen. There are no more billions coming to invest in cosmetics factories now. It's better to wait a few days and sell the shares before coming over to inject capital. After all, once this cosmetics factory is opened, she will really be promoted from an actress to capital. Think about those in the entertainment industry who truly use their identity to make big money. There are only a few people involved, and the most representative one is Chen Qiqi. The hot pot restaurant he opened has earned at least tens of billions, which may not be enough. After all, a franchise store requires a franchise fee of 500,000 yuan. This has also enabled Chen Qiqi to achieve financial freedom. Do you see him still shooting TV dramas and movies now? If you want to come out and play, go run a variety show. If you don't want to come out, stay at home and play games. It can be said that it is a successful example of artist to capital. Boss Yang plans to take a break here and then go shoot for endorsement. On the other side, in the courtroom, the paparazzi king and Lao Liu are confronting each other here. After more than half a month of extreme tugging, neither of these two people has ever tugged at anyone. It can be said that both of them have suffered losses in this matter. And I still suffered a big loss. Lao Liu, it's getting cold. Add a hat to yourself. Oh, by the way, it's better to be green. Green is more warm. In the court, the paparazzi king smiled inwardly and said to old Liu, although Zhuo Wei had come in during this period. But his people are still secretly filming Yang Mi outside. In Zhuo Wei's words, since I'm about to go in, it's better to make a profit before going in. If the charge of extorting 1 billion yuan is proven, Zhuo Wei will have to step on the sewing machine for the rest of his life. He needs to earn more money for his wife and children. I didn't expect this sneak shot to be okay. It actually caught Mr. Yang taking care of a little white face. The two of them were indulging in extravagance and drinking in the villa, and even brought their younger sister over. After seeing this news, the paparazzi almost died laughing. Especially after seeing Su Chen's photo, the paparazzi king recognized him. Isn't this the person who came out of the next room when he confronted Lao Liu? In an instant, Zhuo Wei burst out laughing. Rich people really know how to play, while his husband and other actresses play night glow scripts. My daughter.in.law is with someone next door, hi pi. I can't even think of this plot. What the fuck do you mean? After hearing Zhuo Wei's words, old Liu angrily shouted at the paparazzi king. Because of this foolish paparazzi king, he can't even eat soft food now. Although his family is also very wealthy, the mainland resources that Mr. Yang has given him are not what his family can provide. Now it's okay, Boss Yang divorced him directly. After this matter is over, he will only be able to return to the Xiangjiang River in a disheveled state. Look. The paparazzi king said and took out a stack of photos from his file bag. Inside, there are intimate photos of Su Chen and Boss Yang sitting together in the car. There are also intimate photos of two people inside the villa. Although there is no large-scale relationship, it can still be seen that the relationship between the two people is extraordinary. After seeing these photos, old Liu was so angry that he almost spat out old blood. Because the reason Yang Mi divorced him was because he had an affair within his marriage. And he also recognized that Su Chen was the person who was watching the excitement in his neighboring room that day. I think Yang Mi should also be in his next room that day. This green hat was soldered directly onto his head.